Hey guys, hopefully everyone is doing well. Today's target is to solve question number 10.32. The chapter is associated with factory overhead variance. We have already solved dozens of questions and we know what is the procedure, what is performa, what is format. So we are directly starting with the format. Even we haven't read the question, though question is little different. It's short questions, will not have to do a lot of things. A lot of supporting calculations are missing over here. Directly it can be solved. So we'll go to the performer first. The very first thing which we should have in our mind is to calculate total variance, which is relationship in between actual and applied FH. So what you will do, actual FH, and then you will subtract applied FH over here. Then next step is to calculate variance, total variance, which would be the relationship between actual and applied. We will take the difference over here, which would lately called the variance. And then we will conclude by focusing upon applied FH. So if applied FH is more than actual FH, applied is more, you will call it over applied. Contrary to above, if applied FH is less than actual FH, applied since is less, so you will call it under applied FH. Okay, this is your first variance, and then you will be calculating your second variance, the budget variance, which is also called spending and expenditure variance, which is relationship between two FH, budget and actual. So you will write your budget FH and then actual FH would be written. Here you will calculate the variance by subtracting budget from actual FH. The difference would be written over here. And finally you will conclude by focusing upon actual FH. So if actual FH is more than budget FH, obviously if actual is more, that would not be in your favor. If actually you are spending more amount, so it's not likely to be acceptable for you, it will go unfavorable. Contrary to above, if actual FH is less than budget, that means you are spending less in actual, so it's a good thing, you will accept it and that would go in your favor. You will call it favorable variance. Okay, and next variance we are going to calculate is volume capacity or idle variance, which is a relationship between budget and applied FH. You will write over here budget FH and then you will see applied FH. Here you will calculate the variance by taking the difference between budget and applied FH. Next you will conclude by focusing upon budget. So if your budget is more than applied FH, that means you are arranging more amount than that of your assumption. It would not go in your favor. So finally you will call it unfavorable volume variance. Contrary to above, if your budget FH is less than your applied FH, it's a good thing, you will accept it and that will go in your favorable. You finally conclude favorable variance. Even we haven't looked at the question, we haven't seen the nature of the question, but we filled left side of our performa and now we are going to see what is nature of question. Look at over here, this is introduction, this and that, and from here budget factory overhead for actual volume is 611. It's not amazing, he directly provided you budget FH. Normally you have to calculate over here with two line formula. Your second formula is for budget FH, actual hours multiplied by variable FH rate plus fixed FH. But here what is happening, your budget FH is already present. So one thing you can do is 611000 is your budget FH. Wherever it is present, you can write. Here you have budget FH 611,100. So you have directly posted it 611,100 budget FH, and secondly it is used in volume variance. You will be writing 611,100 your budget FH. Okay, it means we don't have to calculate it, directly we have written over here. And the next thing is capacity variance, and you can see debit is written over here, and normally debit is used for unfavorable in cost accounting. Keep it in mind, debit is used unfavorable in cost accounting only, but in financial accounting there is a little different concept. So capacity variance debit 26,000, capacity variance mean idle capacity variance 26,000. We will go, and you can see the variance has already been provided, so you will be writing 26,000 over here. And the next thing which is provided, spending variance. Spending variance mean budget variance 61,000, it is credit, so it would be favorable. 61,000 is your budget variance, this is your budget variance. 61,000 you have written over here, but kindly note it down. He is also explaining that spending variance and capacity variance. Capacity variance is unfavorable 26,000, so you will write here unfavorable capacity variance. Conclusion has been made. Although in all previous questions we do calculate capacity variance, and we do conclude according to our statement whether it is favorable or unfavorable. Right now 26,000 has been concluded unfavorable in the question. There is very interesting thing you don't have. Now here is question mark. Applied FH is not present. Budget is okay, and your answer is okay without having applied FH. In the similar meanings, if you have 61,000, that was also explained, it is favorable 61,000. So you will be writing favorable budget variance. Now same thing is happening over here as well. Without actual FH, they have given us the amount. So that is why I was calling it a short question, because you don't have to do anything. Capacity variance is already given. Now requirement is very interesting. Actual FH and applied FH. You can see that actual FH there was a question mark, applied FH there was a question mark, and same thing is asked in the question. And another interesting statement is you are not having anything on right side. No supporting statement has been written over here, it's vacant. And second interesting figure is there is no amount written over total variance, even no formula was mentioned over here. Okay, it's time to calculate this actual FH. Okay, one related aspect is you have 611,000 and you have 61,000 over here. Now whatever I will write here, even by adding any amount or by subtracting any amount, you will get the same answer. How? Let's say if you are adding this, difference would be the similar. I'm letting you to calculate. What I am doing, 672 subtract 611. You will get the same answer. And secondly, the second option is you will write the same thing again, 61 611 000 and 61,000. Here you have added, and now I am subtracting 611 minus 61,000, and now you will see when you will subtract 611 minus 550, again you will get the same answer. Have you understood? This is missing figure, and in any mathematical question we had decided it that we will always take the difference like this. But here what is happening, if you are adding or you are subtracting, your final answer is same. It now entirely depends upon this one statement of conclusion. We'll have to make it favorable. How it would become favorable? When your actual is less, as you have seen, if actual is less than budget, only then it would be favorable. 61,000 variance, in our question it has been pre-decided that it should be favorable. For favorable we will have to make actual less than budget. Actual should be less, amount of actual should be less. Okay, now look at here, if you will add, it will actual would become more. If you will subtract, actual would become less. So this is the way you will subtract 61,000 from 6,11,000. So here 6,11,000 minus 61,000, you will get your variance. This was the answer which was required. Now please try to understand, this is a different thing which we have applied, and this application was totally dependent upon the concept. What I have said, you could have subtract or you could have add, but which option you will choose, it depends upon what kind of calculation you are making. Okay, so we have 5,50,000 as our, I am willing to highlight it. Okay, thank you. So actual FH is 5,50,000. What my opinion was, you could have written 6,72,000 as well, but we'll have to make favorable budget variance. For favorable, you will have to make actual less than budget. That is why you have subtracted it. Exactly opposite to it, you will come over here and see the magic. Again, I am telling you the same thing. You have two variances, 6,11,000 and answer is 26,000. When you will add both 611 and 26,000, answer would be similar. How? You need to subtract, as you can see that it has been written less applied. So when you will write, when you will subtract 637,000, when you will take the difference 637 and 611, you will get again 26,000. And secondly, first amount was 611,000 and third amount was 26,000. Okay, here you had added and now I am subtracting 611 adding 26,000. Again you will get the same answer by taking the difference of these two, 637 minus 611. So here again 26,000. It means either you will add or you will less, you will get the same answer 26,000. Finally we will decide according to this single statement. That is why it is conceptual question. Nothing you have to do. It's just a conceptual question where your concepts are tested. You have to make unfavorable capacity variance. When it would be unfavorable? When your budget is more than applied. It means you have to take this 611 more and amount over here should be less. Why? We have to make unfavorable. Like you can see, for unfavorable budget should be more. And from here there were two options, 637 and 637. Okay, at one stage we have to subtract and we have added both. Okay, here we are subtracting instead of adding. Let's subtract it and you will calculate over here 611 minus 585. So you have got the answer. Now you can see that if you will add, you will get the same variance. If you will subtract, you will get the same answer. Now from these two options you will have to choose one option, and for that you are focusing upon this conclusion. it should be unfavorable. Budget should be more, that means applied should be less. And in this case, applied is less. So what you will do, you will subtract, policy of subtraction will be chosen, 611 minus 26,000. Now you can see you have made it unfavorable. How? Budget is more than applied. So the calculation which we have made, or the required amount, is 585,000. These are two answers and we are going to match with the question, but problem is your understanding should be very strong. 550, 585. Here you can see 550,000 and 585,000, and our answers are matched. And hopefully you can see the volume of this solution. Nothing we have written over here, nothing has been written over here, even we haven't calculated. No formula, no supporting statement, only these two lines were calculated with which we have got the answer. So it's totally dependent upon this conclusion. If you want to make favorable budget variance, you have to make actual less. If you want to make unfavorable capacity variance, you will have to make budget more. So this is solution of what was the question number 32, 10.32. It has been completed and hopefully you people have understood it well. This is your question. If you have any query regarding this question, you are very open to ask your problems. I'm surely be available instantly to answer it. I am very hopeful. For solution of any other question, we will be meeting again. Up till then, please take care of yourself, and I'm requesting you to pray for me as well. Thank you very much for your time. It's time to say goodbye. Allah Hafiz.